the shit?
Hey, what's going on, friends and family? I'm back with another TV series to talk about. We're talking about Hawkeye, another Marvel Disney original. And I think this was probably one of the best satisfying endings out of a Marvel show that I really wanted. Hit that intro. Okay, so this show was directed, the first 3 episodes by Reyes Thomas, and the second 3 was Bert and Bertle. Okay, so this TV series is kind of going on at the same time as Spider-Man No Way Home. It's after the events of Endgame. It's after events of Winter Soldier and Falcon TV series. And a few cast members you should know about: Haley Steinfeld, Florence Pugh, Jeremy Renner, Alka Cox, Vera Farmiga, Tony Dalton, Linda Cardellini, Farrah Fee, Brian D. Ackers, Vincent D'Onofrio. Okay, so this TV series, this pick up a year after Endgame in the year 2024. So Kate Bishop is the main character. They introduce her as a little girl in the beginning of the show. They get to the Avengers fight in New York in 2012. And she was standing in a window and she noticed someone that was fighting the aliens. Basically, it was Hawkeye. Hawkeye was fighting and fighting and fighting. It was the scene he was on top of the building. He ran out of arrows. And his last arrow he shot before he didn't have any, he actually saved her without knowing he saved her, because it was about to crash into a building she was in. And ever since then, she basically idolized him after that. Now, after he leaped off the edge and then swung into the building, she was amazed. She basically learned how to do karate, got a black belt, picked up archery, and worked and worked and worked and worked at it, so she became good. Eventually, she would think she would become an Avenger, because as a child growing up, you think that's in your cards. So with a few years passing, I think she was probably like 8, and then they showed her when she was like 20. She actually going to school, got in trouble, things like that. She's a good kid, but she's like real bubbly, people's person, loves to talk, just giddy. She is pretty much in a rich family, and her mother actually got into a relationship with a guy. He seemed kind of a little off to her. She really don't like him, but it's kind of one of them situations that when a stepdad or a boyfriend comes around, you either feel him or you don't feel him, or a mom that come around, you either feel her or you don't. And I kind of thought it was that situation, but as it progressed, he started to look more guilty. Okay, it's a guy that owns a sword collection. I mean, I don't know, it just seemed like he off. Sometimes you got that feeling like,
hey, who man's is this?
Hey, fucking my cup. Yeah.
Damn, girl. Who man's is this?
Yeah, like, I don't trust this guy. So, like, she did a few tricks with her arrows. You've seen like her kind of skill in the beginning, and it kind of got her in trouble. And as this progressed, they end up going to like some type of Christmas party that the company was throwing. And basically it had some items from the black market that could be like stuff from the Avengers. It can be stuff from like villains. And they came across an item and someone was trying to like rob the place.
All right, everybody shut up and do what I say. Get the money out. Stay cool. Nobody gets hurt. Take the money out. All of it.
Because the place was attacked. Okay, so she ended up putting on one suit that she don't know that held so much history, especially like during Infinity War and between Infinity War and Endgame, that Hawkeye wore, which was the Ronin suit, and how many enemies he didn't gain or made in that time wearing that suit. She didn't know what she had on. But basically, that suit had disappeared and it was gone. How did it get into the auction when Hawkeye was supposed to have it in his possession because he know what it meant? But we'll get to that. And she put it on and some people popped up. Some people wanted to go after her. And basically, you got some bad people that's after her because of this suit, because when he had it on, they probably murdered somebody. He probably murdered somebody that they know or killed some family members and stuff like that. That's when they get into a backstory of the character of Echo. Now, they show a flashback of her and they show a flashback of her tragedy, but she basically want revenge because guess what? The person that wore the Ronin suit killed her father. And for what reasons you'll see, or they'll kind of explain it a little bit, but you'll see what I'm talking about when you watch. Also, it was other people that had beef with Hawkeye, but we'll get to that in a little bit, right? So the whole news knows everything, that she is in the streets, she's out there, she got the suit on. They don't know who's under the suit, but now Hawkeye's attention is to this suit. Now he's basically trying to figure out, like, how did it get there? Or I got to get that suit back. I'm going to help. He ended up meeting Kate Bishop for the first time. And from this point on, from here to the end of the series, 6 episodes, he's trying to help clear her name because they followed her home, of course. She's not an Avenger. She's not a spy. She's a regular kid that really don't think about her decisions before she do it. Now, she's a good person, okay? She can learn over time.
Sounds great.
But you'll see that too as well. So Hawkeye and Kate Bishop get this relationship, this friendship, this mentor to protege, or a big brother to little sister type of vibe. Now, obviously, he didn't give a damn about being partners with anyone because he just wanted to clear her name and get the suit back and make sure that she's safe. But at the same time, he's telling his kids that he made a promise to, that I'm going to be home for Christmas.
I can't wait.
So he's doing this the week of Christmas. He got a week to clean all this up and finish. Somebody for the Ronin suit, and then also a surprise, Elena, Black Widow's sister. She's definitely coming for that ass for Hawkeye. So, or getting the Ronin suit back, clearing Kate Bishop's name, and also trying to stay alive because you got a few people that's after their ass. Pros. Okay, so with this show, it's the week of Christmas. Okay, you see Hawkeye, the things that he went through, the fights, the battles, and everything that he went through. He has a hearing aid.
And what are you, fucking deaf? Yes, I'm fucking deaf.
I mean, he's not completely deaf, but he's hard of hearing. They show the dynamic when he lose it and when he got to fight people and stuff like that. That was something to see. You have the background story of Echo. I like where she's coming from. Now, she is completely, deaf, so she can't hear.
How do you know what I'm saying?
Because I'm reading your lips.
But she is driven by rage to get her father's killer. Okay. The action scenes in this show are excellent. You got the pin particle arrows, you got the Stark Industry arrows, you see shockwaves, explosives, you see all types of arrow shots, okay? Now, I watched Arrow, the TV series that's on the CW. He did a few. Yeah, it was a good show. But this one, they go all out with the trick arrows. You wanted to see trick arrows in the movies, they got everything, a plethora of arrows in here. That's cool to see. I like the connection between this Hawkeye show, and it's basically going to be connected to future movies. And I like how other shows have spilled into this show and just the aftermath of everything that's happening. It's just, they know what they're doing. It's a smooth transition, okay? And I feel like through all the TV shows that I ain't seen, this show in particular probably had one of the most satisfying endings I ain't seen out of all the Marvel TV shows besides Falcon and Winter Soldier, because you know Falcon actually becoming Captain America, that's history right there, you know. Like, I enjoyed that. But just like any of the other shows, this will have connections to the movies. And if you've seen Spider-Man No Way Home, you'll know what I'm talking about. Bets are all off. Okay, so acting, good. The chemistry between Kate Bishop and Hawkeye, Clint Barton, it's a relationship. It's a friendship that Clinton didn't know he needed, but he definitely needed, because he's still going through that emotional distress. He's still going through that grieving that he lost his best friend, a sister, a loved one, which is Black Widow.
What more do you want from me? Oh my God.
And he got to deal with that. Also, I do say this, with the Black Widow movie for Elena, they come full circle with giving her some closure in this TV show after the events of her losing her sister. And she pretty funny in this. Like, you'll like her character. She's funny as hell. My cons with this is simple stuff. I love the show, but it's just simple stuff. Like, for one, Echo, she has no powers. Okay, I looked it up. She has a metal leg and she's deaf. She do a kick to somebody, she damn near kicked them like 6 feet away. Like, I get it. You can fight. But they did a background story, but you know, just that close with that far, I didn't believe that. Okay, she can fight her ass off, but kicking somebody 5 feet when you about 2 inches from each other, I ain't see that. The other thing, they was fighting on some ice. Okay, trick arrows, explosions, shock waves. You're on the ice rink. Ice rink didn't even crack. I'm talking about boom, like right over the ice. Didn't crack. I'm just thinking, if that van hit that ice and then exploded and it cracked, I really would have called bullshit. But at the same time, the Pym particle arrows, dude, they do some trick shots with that arrow twice, and you'll like it both times.
That's the best thing I ever saw.
Kingpin showed up in the show, right? And he ripped a door off a car. Okay, he's strong. I get it. I had this conversation with somebody. He's strong. We get that. But Kate Bishop showed up so they can fight. But the mom was in the car, right? They're right next to this car, but they're talking to each other, Kate Bishop and Kingpin. The mom had the key to the car, actually drove off, and drove off far enough to come back and then run over Kingpin to knock him through a building. So he didn't hear the car start. He didn't hear the car pull away and nothing. She pulled away and came back to hit this man with a car. I call bullshit, for real. For real. I was just saying, because he would have turned around like, wait, I need to talk to her. You know how Kingpin is. But other than that, the show, we about to rate it.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop. And then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing.
Fire. Okay. I love the show, man. I gave as much detail as I could that I wanted so you can just grasp on what's going on, basically what this show is about. Even if you don't know a lot about the Marvel series, I think you would appreciate this show because they do give background story to one character. But if you don't know who the Kingpin is because you didn't watch Daredevil or other shows like The Punisher, then you probably won't know who he is. But this story is still watchable for the people that's not true Marvel fans that know everything. And I think you would enjoy this. This is on Disney Plus, or you can watch it online, Fire Stick, or that you watch your shows. I think you'll like it. And it's a good holiday Christmas feel. They do a lot of things in this show that it's in the spirit of Christmas. But hey, make sure you like, subscribe, and peace. See you in the next one.